Hey, what's up guys, Benny here and welcome to Xbox On. Now, one shooter that has blown us away here at Xbox On this month is the incredible Battlefield 5. This next installment in the iconic EA franchise is certainly a lot harder to master compared to some more arcade shooters like Call of Duty, because you've got so much more to learn in the game, even before you get to all the tanks, planes and infantry. So we've gone ahead and compiled a list of tips and tricks that you can go ahead and do right now to help make you better at Battlefield 5. Some you may have overlooked, some you may never have heard of, but each are sure to help you climb to the top of the leaderboards. Now, a setting that is brand new to Battlefield 5 on Xbox One is being able to change your field of view. This has always been a setting that you've traditionally been able to change on PC, but not on your console. So you definitely want to take advantage of this addition via your video settings. One thing to be aware of is you can only change your vertical field of view, which will mean you'll find it easier to spot enemies in the distance or up in a window, for example. Your horizontal field of view is set at 70, which cannot be changed. So something I've been doing is just upping my field of view to 65 to get that extra bit of space on my screen, which helps me to react in different situations. So give it a go and find out what your personal preference is, but it is definitely worth doing. While you're in the video settings, I'd also reduce the motion blur setting so it's easier to spot players while you're turning, and turn off film grain. A big addition to Battlefield 5 is weapon specializations, which you should always be taking advantage of. Now, the first weapon in each class automatically has a specialization in each of the 4 tiers unlocked, but every other weapon doesn't, and will need you to use it and level it up to unlock those specializations. This is how you get your weapons to reach their full potential. So when you level a weapon up, do not forget to go into your company and spend your company coins on unlocking specializations for your weapons, as you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage if you're not using them. This will give some serious buffs to your weapons, like quick aim that'll allow you to aim down your sights 33% faster, or custom stock that improves your accuracy in aimed fire whilst moving. All these small upgrades over a course of a match will definitely impact the final scoreboard compared to if you just forgot to apply them.
We are losing objective Caesar.
Now, one of the biggest new additions to Battlefield 5 is of course the addition of your company, which allows you to completely customize your soldiers from both the Allied forces and the Axis forces. This goes down to every minor detail in Battlefield 5, from your character's appearance in game to more crucial alterations such as weapon loadouts, your vehicle loadouts, and of course, as I just mentioned, the specializations that you have applied to each of your weapons for each individual class across both the Allied and Axis forces. This may seem trivial, but before you even hop into a game of Battlefield 5, is spend some time optimizing your in-game loadouts to make sure you're in the best possible place before you even get into a match. Make sure that you've got every weapon that you want to be using for every class across both factions, and ensure those weapons have got the right scopes on, such as with the KE7 for the support class. Do you want to use the iron sight, or do you want to add an AA sight for that extra bit of zoom? You can then also change all your equipment from grenades to gadgets, so you're 100% happy with all of your soldiers before a battle. There's nothing worse than just hopping into a match and having to constantly spend time changing your inventory around, which is keeping you out of the action. Once set, you'll always have your favorite loadouts at hand. We often discuss using a headset to optimize your audio gaming experience, but Battlefield 5 has gone a step further with another setting that you can change to give you a significant advantage in the battlefield, with the addition of the 3D headphone sound option. So what you'll want to make sure you do is to go down to sound preset and choose 3D headphones. This will allow you to be able to tell a lot more easily where enemies are, whether they're behind, below, or above you, so you'll be able to make better decisions on how to engage an opponent. Also, it'll make it far less likely for you to be shot in the back, which can only be a good thing. So we've taken a look at a bunch of things that you can do to help improve your game before you even step into a match. But there's a whole host of things you can do in-game to help make you a better player, and some you wouldn't even think about. One of those things is shooting grenades out of the sky or on the ground to make your grenade detonate quicker. But if you can perfect it, then you'll be able to take enemies out from behind cover pretty easily. Sounds tricky, but there is a technique to it. So what you'll want to do to shoot the grenade out of the air is to quickly throw your grenade, then instantly aim down sight after throwing it and execute a single shot. Once mastered, you'll be pulling these trick shots off for fun, and it is one of the most satisfying things to do in Battlefield 5. But if you find yourself struggling, one technique you'll be able to do more often is throw a grenade on the floor and shoot it to speed up the detonation, which you can do more consistently, and means the enemy team don't have enough time to run away from the grenade. Even here, when you pull it off, you feel like a badass out of a movie. For me personally, in Battlefield 5, support has been my favourite class to play with, due to their ability to be incredibly accurate and pick up a lot of kills. This has always been partly thanks to the Bipod, and now DICE have gone one step further in allowing you to deploy your Bipod pretty much anywhere. And if for some reason there is nothing for you to place your Bipod on, you can always go prone. Also, this is a great time to take advantage of fortifications, which you can also build faster with the support class, purely for the reason of creating a strong foundation to lay down fire with your machine gun. One solid example of this is the level 20 support unlock, the MG42, which can fire over 1,000 rounds per minute when it's fully spec'd out, which will allow you to absolutely tear enemy infantry to shreds from a strong defensive location with the Bipod. Spending less time controlling the recoil of a beefy machine gun means more time picking out enemies. In a similar vein to other first-person shooters, a new feature is the removal of random bullet deviation, which means you can now learn the spray patterns of your guns. Whilst practice mode isn't available yet, it's worth taking the time to study how your guns behave at short, medium, and long-range encounters, and during engagements when you switch between spray and burst fire. If you spend enough time learning how a gun behaves in these circumstances, it will become muscle memory in compensating for the spray pattern, allowing you to achieve consistently solid accuracy that will continue to improve over time. Until practice mode comes out, the best way of doing this is jumping into an empty or very quiet server, finding a clear wall and holding down fire whilst not adjusting for the spray. This will give you an accurate spray pattern, showing you where the gun wants to go if you didn't compensate for the recoil. Next, you'll want to practice compensating for that recoil. Aim to hit as closely as you can to the very first bullet you fired. Once you've done this at close range, see if you can create the same effect at medium and then long range distances, and you'll find yourself landing shots on enemies more frequently. The previously mentioned KE7 support weapon is widely used early on in the game, and as you can see, features a whole range of different recoil patterns that you can master and learn, so that the next time you take on an opponent, you'll know exactly where you need to be targeting to land your shots. Another new addition to Battlefield 5 is bullet penetration. This means you'll be able to shoot through certain surfaces such as wood with high caliber weapons such as machine guns and sniper rifles to deal damage to an opponent on the other side. Damage will also be reduced by the surface you are shooting through, so make sure to put more rounds into an enemy behind cover if you want to confirm the kill, or consider a flank to deny them recovery time. Damage will however be reduced, so don't rely on getting one-shot kills with a sniper through cover. But it means that you'll no longer need to rush an opponent to finish that kill before he can get squad mates backing him up. But there we have it, guys. Those are some tips to help you improve at Battlefield 5. Do make sure to share any other tips that you may have down in the comments below. I know we and everyone watching will really appreciate them. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, smash that thumbs up button, and we'll see you next time. Bye!